Two things before we get started. First, this video is a request and reward from my Platinum Patron, Crossbrain. Thank you very much for your support, thank you for your patience, and I hope you enjoy the video. And second, I'm going to start streaming regularly on Twitch, with my first proper stream being in a few days' time, so you can check it out if you want. With all that out of the way, the Speedster is back, baby! People play video games for a whole cavalcade of different reasons. Some people want to challenge themselves with some hard platforming or some daunting combat challenge. Some people want to get immersed in a story and explore a whole new world. And other people want to collect a bunch of stuff for prizes, woo! In all seriousness though, collectathons are present in almost every video game you see. Achievements, that full item catalog, that 100% completion, it's all just some fun quests you can set out upon to really give that sense of accomplishment. Sometimes even the whole game is based around these quests. Hell, even some of the most popular and famous games ever are all about getting all those little knickknacks, so it only makes sense to acknowledge some of them I think really shine among all the rest. Since this is a pretty loose category when you really get down to semantics, thanks to our modern achievement system that most games have nowadays, there's a certain rule I'm putting on this kind of list. The only collectathon quests allowed on this list are ones that are at the very least required to do just that tiny little bit to get through the main quest of the game. No strictly side or optional quests. Trust me, there are a lot of optional collectathons that I enjoy the hell out of, but I think there just really needs to be at least a little bit of structure to this topic considering just how broad it can really be. For now though, let's just kick this thing off! It only feels right to start a list like this off with something simple, so let's kick it off with the Great Cave Offensive.
Oh my god!
It's really not that bad, folks. In fact, it's actually really quite a lot of fun. Sure, it ain't no Milky Way wishes, but that's just so hard to match. Besides, the Great Cave Offensive is greatly different from Milky Way Wishes and brings about a whole new kind of challenge to try out. As everyone's favorite little puffball, you find yourself going on a nice expedition until you fall down a giant hole in the ground. Now you gotta battle and find your way back to the surface again, while also helping yourself to a few bits of treasure along the way. All that bouncy and happy fun to be expected from a Kirby game is right here, but there's also a nice little fun spin on the way things are done. All the caves in this mode are all built on one giant map that stays all interconnected, giving you plenty of different locales to explore and plenty of challenges to overcome. And that treasure though. Some of those treasure boxes are right in plain sight for you to get, but most of them are hidden away in some sneaky corner, the reward for solving a little puzzle or challenge, and of course, one of them is behind this stupid wall of wind. Speedster was not a happy boy the first time encountering this. Plus, all of these collectibles have references to other games in media, and with the sheer number of them, you'll be able to spend a good bit of time finding them all. Sure, it may not be the highlight of Superstar or Superstar Ultra, but the Great Cave Offensive is the perfect thing if you want something that little bit different in the midst of all your Kirby fun. There are tons of quests and objectives in gaming that you can do at your own pace, having that beautiful luxury of being able to sit back and take it easy, letting each thing come and go as it pleases. But at the same time, maybe you'd like a little bit of pressure or something to test your abilities. And for that, Pikmin is the kind of quest for you. After crashing your ship, the Dolphin, onto an unknown planet, you have a mere 30 days to salvage the materials essential to repairing your ship before your life support system runs out. So, you don't have time to be playing around, you gotta be driven. You gotta be proactive, and you can't afford to make any stupid mistakes. Or, you know, you can be as amazing as yours truly and just go ahead and blow up all your Pikmin on the second day. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Ce soir. My own stupendous stupidity aside, the dire setup and constant compulsion to always be on the move is a really fantastic shift of pace for a collectathon. Making stupid mistakes can cost you so much, but you have to keep moving and pressing onwards since that deadline is always lingering over your head. Decisions are so valuable, and your time has to be managed efficiently with all your Pikmin to collect as many pieces as you can, or there is a very real chance you will not make it to the end of the game, which is why it's so damn rewarding when you actually get some stuff going. Satisfaction is the best part of Pikmin. The thrill of overcoming the odds with strategy and brain power even under pressure. Each piece you collect is a trial and a challenge, and with each comes that beautiful sense of pride. A fair bit stressful at times, but it's still a fun as hell collectathon. You know what? These past few entries have just been that little bit too mainstream for a list like this. Let's give an indie rep a little bit of recognition as we have a little talk about A Hat in Time. You know, that happy little gem of a game that came out last year, celebrating the style of the classic 3D platformer and to bring it back to the main stage? It definitely is a happy and awesome little romp where the fun never ends. As your adorable little hat kid, your little space adventure home is interrupted by the Mafia, demanding some compensation for passing off their planet, causing all the timepieces necessary to power her ship to fall down to the planet below. From there, you have your typical adventure of hopping from place to place to collect all there is to collect to finally make your way home. There is so much enjoyment and so much fun to be had throughout the adventure. Helped along quite well by how utterly charming it all is. The bouncy, energetic animated style, so many memorable characters like all the Mafia goons, the Snatcher, and of course, the Eggman girl.
I can't believe this!
And all the little quirks and fun parts that are just too plentiful to recount all at once. And of course the plethora of collectibles with all manner of objectives, trials and obstacles to obtain each one adds all the necessary depth and challenge to the game to make it truly shine. I hardly feel the need to even talk about this much more at this point. Just go and check out Maverick's review if you want to hear more about it, or you could just play the game for yourself. Much more insight than I could possibly ever give you. What a lovely indie gem a Hat in Time turned out to be. It was just a shame that another hat-based 3D platformer had to come out at just about the same time to steal all of its thunder. But I suppose that's a topic for another time. Probably the most fun co-op collectathon I've had the pleasure of playing through, we got Rayman Legends. Holy munchin' Tim Tams is this game a damn good one. I got this game on discount for like 20 bucks and I wanted to give them even more for it. But I suppose I'm not here to talk about how cool this game is, but rather about the collectathon stuff in it. Just like your typical platformer, progression is dictated by going from one level to the next, with levels requiring a certain number of collectibles to enter, which are in turn found within the previous levels you play through. In Rayman Legends' case, it is about rescuing as many of the little teensies as you can from their captivity. It's your typical style of this sort of platformer, like the stuff you'd see in Crash Bandicoot or Spyro or even Mario. And really, it doesn't do that much to truly innovate or be unique about using the trope, but that doesn't mean it doesn't do a damn good job of making it work. At no point in the hundreds of teensies you'll end up saving by the end does it feel like a chore. Striking a balance between having plenty of teensies out in the open that'll require some quick instincts or good platforming skills to obtain, while having ones that'll require a bit of searching and hunting to find, making sure the pursuit is never a chore. And like I said, getting to go through all of this with someone else helping you along the way is even better incentive, the fun never stopping when you've got someone to tackle it with. I still have some fantastic memories of powering through this game with a friend over a single week, and lots of dancing. My god did we dance a lot. It's pretty by the numbers as far as collectathons go, but sometimes simple and effective can be the best way to go. Top lad, Rayman Legends. Top lad. It seems kind of insane how good last year was for some of my favorite franchises. Zelda, Mario, Xenoblade, just so many good games in such a short amount of time. And one of them was most definitely the Metroid game Samus Returns. You know, the game where you'll be punching everything in the face rather than using that big cannon on Samus's arm. Fucking I ain't above punching bats! Yeah! Speedster, you resident joke thief, killing it on the mic once more. Oh, he... Besides the whole punching system that makes up half the meta of combat in this game, what surprised me the most was that this game is a collectathon. The planet SR388 is broken into different sections, and each section will open when the DNA of all the Metroids in the area are inserted into one of these Chozo seals. So instead of exploring an area to find items to progress, you explore areas to find Metroids, kill them to get their DNA, collecting all of them to then progress. I suppose it is that little bit more exciting than just scouring the entire world for artifacts or something. The primes! Each area in and of itself works as somewhat of a labyrinth, needing to find your way through each room using all the various skills at your disposal to reach every corner of the caverns to hunt down each one of the Metroids. And each one of these encounters is considered a sort of boss fight in and of itself, getting to see the different stages of their evolution as you progress, leading to some utterly intense and epic encounters with them. It truly nails down the feeling of being a hunter, stalking out and hunting down each Metroid in their own turf before doing battle with each of them. Plus, it keeps intact that Metroid feel of isolation, mystery, and intrigue, all while giving one hell of a collectathon to get through. It's a pretty fun spin on the whole idea of collectathon as well. Let's just hope the next amazing Metroid game comes around soon enough. Although, could you maybe keep the punching mechanic in the next game? I kinda love decking big monsters in the face. It's really stupid. It's time for Pokemon, everyone. You all know it. The very basic core of the Pokemon series, the whole crux of the slogan, gotta catch 'em all, the Pokédex. Which is not going to be on this list. Oh, the 1-2 bamboos! Yeah, even though the series banks on the inherent principle of gotta catch 'em all, even from Red and Blue all the way up until Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it's never really been that appealing to me. There are just a few too many Pokemon now for me to be willing to put in the effort to assemble an entire Pokedex, either through grinding to get every single Pokemon or having to deal with the crap that is the GTS. In terms of Pokemon Collectathons, getting all the Shadow Pokemon in Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness is much more my kind of jam. Yep, the GameCube games are back in the spotlight. I suppose at the end of the day, catching every Pokemon to fill up the Pokedex never really seemed like the driving force in the main series games, the focus being much more on becoming the champion or beating the villain of the main story. In XD, and Colosseum as well by extension, capturing all the Shadow Pokemon isn't just an option in beating Cypher, it's basically your main goal in the quest. Traveling from area to area and rescuing every Shadow Pokemon you come across from the hands of those who would mistreat them, taking the time and effort to rehabilitate and purify each one from the darkness that lingered in their hearts. Plus, every Pokemon you rescue can be added to your team to bring the fight back to the villainous bastards who did this to them in the first place. May in turn give you a smaller pool of Pokemon to work with in terms of the main quest, but you have the knowledge that each member of your team is a member you fought to save and gave your all to cure them. Yeah, I'm an emotional sod, you should all know this by now. To this day, it's still a fun little romp even after my last playthrough for Pokemon that I did those few years back. You know, maybe I should do another Pokemon. Maybe. We'll wait and see how things go. This would hardly be a list of collectathons if we didn't have one of Rare's N64 titles somewhere on the list. And out of all the classics people know and love, I still have to say the original Banjo-Kazooie is still my favorite. Fun gameplay, tons of areas to explore, and of course, a plethora of different collectibles to go searching for throughout Grunty's Tower. This is hardly a game I feel I even need to elaborate on. To this day, it's still held as a masterpiece in its genre, and one of the greatest games ever made. Beyond the simple volume of collectibles there are to collect, like the 100 notes scattered through all the levels needed to advance to the tower, the honeycombs, and the mumbo tokens, the main draw is getting all the Jiggies necessary to actually progressing. There are 10 of these golden puzzle pieces spread out through each area of this game, and beyond the consistent ways of reaching them that all the worlds share, the charm and power of Banjo-Kazooie comes in the way you go about obtaining them. It's awesome all the methods and requirements that are necessary to get them all. Saving a captain's sunken treasure, screwing with a gorilla 3 times to get 3 different Jiggies, navigating a mechanical fish's stomach through fan blades to get one, hatching an eagle from an egg and raising him to adulthood, there are just so many to list. That's not even taking into account all the transformations exclusive to each world, and all the wonderful ways they come up with to collect everything. And on top of that, it is just a fun and fantastic romp all the way through. 20 years on, and it's still a masterpiece of a game and a collectathon. I mean, it almost makes you want another game like this to be released nowadays. You know what, actually, maybe we should just skedaddle on forward instead. If there's one franchise I'm definitely going to be talking about on a given topic, it's always going to be The Legend of Zelda. Some big spiel of mine about this franchise is barely even necessary at this point. My adoration for this franchise is practically ingrained into my persona and identity by now. And if we're going to be talking about a quest from one of the Zelda games, there really is only one choice for me: acquiring all the masks in Majora's Mask. This is a good old lengthy endeavor, starting right from the start of your journey and all the way to mere moments before the final boss fight. And no Zelda game has topped the effort, the trials, and the satisfaction that comes with filling up your inventory. It goes beyond simply collecting every single mask for the sake of their usability. Not that there aren't some utterly incredible masks to make use of, even when you're not factoring in the transformation masks, but almost every mask has a story and a meaning attached to it, something other entries on the list might struggle to match up to. Every single mask collected is a moment and an exclamation mark on your quest throughout Termina. Characters and narratives from all across the land weaved into each one you obtain. And nearly every mask is the reward of a good deed or decision made on the part of both Link and the player. Both the manner of obtaining and utilizing each mask is memorable and impacting on so many levels. Getting the Kamaro's mask by relieving the ghost of a dancer of his eternal torment by teaching his dance and image to new students. Reminding a bitter and angry man of the joys of his younger days with a song to get the troop leader's mask. Helping a pair of sisters fend off aliens and a pair of bandits to get yourself the Romani mask. And of course, obtaining every mask and giving them all to the Moon Children so the final boss itself can give you the Fierce Deities mask. The most powerful mask in the game so you can play the villain in the final boss fight. I replay Zelda games all the time, believe me. but Majora's Mask is the only one that I absolutely have to 100% every single time. There are simply so many amazing moments in this game that I cannot ever pass up 100%ing it every single time. Super Mario Odyssey. Sweet holy caramel koalas, did this game blow me away. I know, super shocker that I liked it so much, but just god damn. I could not put this game down from the moment I got to playing it. Beside the simple fact that this fantastic platformer has some of the best controls and abilities in a platformer, so many unique and incredible areas to explore, and looking and sounding absolutely spectacular, I'm just flating the shit out of this game right now, aren't I? Even without all this beautiful stuff, this is one hell of a collectathon. Let's put this a little bit in perspective here. Throughout Mario's globe trekking with his boy Cappy, there are 850 purple coins and 999 power moons to collect. As you might have guessed, that is a lot of stuff to get. And I will concede that there are a few too many power moves in this game, seeing as the way they're hidden and handed out becomes increasingly formulaic as the game goes on, but in the overall large scale of things, this hardly even matters by the end, because for as formulaic as some moons become by the end of the adventure, I never felt even a slight decrease in the amount of fun I was having. Mario Odyssey is most definitely an incredibly fun and amazing game for almost every kind of player, but it is a real challenge to collect everything in this game and to get that 100% bonus, especially that stupid rope jump minigame. No! From the simple moons that are in plain sight, to the moons that are hidden in stupidly obscure places, the moons that require platforming and movement skills, to the moons that require you to think outside the box, Mario Odyssey manages to keep itself interesting and a load of endless fun all the way through, even down to that happy power moon jingle. Yay, it's so fun! And when the task is complete and the challenge is cleared, you not only have a 100% clear save file to gloat to everyone about, you've had the time of your life playing one hell of a fantastic video game. This game is so damn good that I would happily play through this game all over again, which I'm actually kind of doing as I'm writing this, by the way, but I think the piece has been said. After all, there's one more entry to talk about. When really deciding which collectathon I've played is the very best one, I could have chosen it based on a few reasons. Most things to do, how challenging it is, what rewards you get out of them, all valid reasons to love one. But when I get down to it, it's really about how much I have enjoyed that quest and how much I feel I have gotten out of it. So my favorite collectathon quest is living your life in Animal Crossing New Leaf. Maybe not terribly surprising for those of you who have played this game, and may even be that little bit touch predictable, but I could honestly care less. This is all about my honest opinion, and New Leaf is my favorite game to collect stuff in. Starting off from the classic misunderstanding of being mistaken for the mayor of a town, having no one believe that you're a total random who just moved in, saying, "Yeah, screw it," and taking on a legal and political role that you are woefully unprepared for, you end up in your happy little town with the whole world being your oyster. From there is no true objective to the game, other than to, of course, do every task and collect all the things there are to collect. Speaking of which, there is so much stuff to collect in this game. Holy hell are these directories jam-packed with things for you to fill it with. Bugs to catch with your net, fish to catch with your rod, fossils to dig up with your shovel, paintings to buy, furniture to buy, public works projects to invest in, character event and time exclusive items to gather. It's ridiculous, the list of collectibles in this game. There is no sense of urgency to get all of them though. No pressure, or stakes, or anything of that matter. Just you, free to tackle each collectible at a pace you feel most comfortable with. Whether that be grabbing the odd fossil, or painting when you pick the game up every once in a while, or spending hours at a time hunting down that rare or elusive fish you need for your museum. And honestly, while it's not as spectacular as some of the earlier entries on this list, I think I have the best experience simply collecting things in Animal Crossing. It's a slow burn sort of collectathon quest, far from something you're going to smash out in a day, or a week, or even a month. Piece by piece you will fill up your museum and your directory, roaming the town, going to the islands, talking to your villagers, and even connecting with other people and going to their towns in hopes of adding that one extra thing to your collection. It's calming, it's rewarding, it's endlessly charming, and most of all, it just makes me so happy. Even to this day, I am still playing this game regularly, and even after having this game for years, I am still collecting new things, and I love every moment of it, which is why it's my absolute favorite. I'm the Speedster, and before I go, Donkey Kong 64 was a cool game, I guess. You got tons of levels, tons of characters, and more collectibles than you can shake a rattlesnake at. You got the whole DK crew on a rootin' tootin' adventure against that evil King K. Rool to save the island or something, I don't even know. You know, you got the whole gang here. You got Donkey, you got Diddy, you got Lankers, you got Other Girl Kong, and of course you got Buff. All the freaking characters you want for an adventure. You jump and you punch and you collect stuff and you fight enemies and you do all the stuff you need to save the day in the island and all that other good stuff. I mean, it all seems pretty cool, but being honest, I've never actually played the game. It's just that my Patreon boy Crossbrain asked me to talk about DK64 for part of the video, so I'm just giving the boys what they want. So I guess you throw in a joke about Grand Coco being best DK, give it a yeah, something here about coconut cream pies or some other DK joke. I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore, so I guess I'll see you all next time. Aha! Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for watching to the end of this video. I know it's been a little while since one of these went up. I wish I could have some big, amazing reasons to tell you as to why there hasn't been anything, but I really don't have any, and I am sorry about that. I've discussed a few things on my Twitter and on my test stream for Twitch, but let's just say there's been a few issues going on with me, and hopefully they're done, and I want to get back to doing this. I really want to get back into doing this and making content for all of you, which is why, as I said, I'm going to start streaming on Twitch just a bit more often so I can stream maybe 3 times a week just so I can have some form of regular content coming out. And so the rest of you can have a way to contact me other than just my Twitter, because you can talk to me on Twitch as well when I'm streaming. Like I said, this video was a Patreon reward for my Platinum Tier Patron Crossbrain, so I'd like to say once again thank you very much to him. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and it was up to your satisfaction. So now I'm gonna try and get straight to work on the next video, so I can have that out, which I might as well say will be my top 10 life-consuming games. That will be my next project. Besides, you know, Twitch and any other projects that I need to get done. Well, that's about it. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting me even when I've been gone for so long. And I'm happy to say I'm back, and I'm hopefully staying. See you guys next time.